Welcome to another episode of Whiteboard Project Management YouTube channel. This is Roman with you, and in today's episode we will explain briefly the structure for the new released PMBOK guide, the 7th edition. This PMBOK guide is important for you as a project manager, as a project leader, or a project member to understand all project tools and techniques used in the project execution. Before we start the session, if you are new here or you are interested in project management, you are interested in project leadership or become a new junior project manager, consider subscription to the channel. In this channel, we explain the tools and techniques used in the project management in a practical way. So before we start the session, prepare your cup of coffee, your white sheet, and let's start the session. Welcome to this session, and let's start the presentation. As we explained in the previous episode, that Project Management Institute had announced changes in 2021. One of the changes was the project management standards, and this all has been set in the new PMBOK guide. So the new PMBOK guide had been released now. This is the 7th edition, which is quite different than the 6th edition. So we explained in the previous episode the standards of the Project Management Institute. If you haven't seen this, check this. I will leave the link somewhere here. And also in this PMBOK guide, you have the structure for you as a project manager to understand the project. So let's go through the PMBOK guide and let's see the differences. First thing, let's go through the PMBOK guide, which is the 6th edition, which was valid until now, and it's still valid actually. The PMBOK guide, you can see if you already studied the PMBOK guide, that the 6th edition had the knowledge areas and the process groups. So you can see that the knowledge areas are here, 13 knowledge areas, and process groups, 5 process groups, where you have all those process groups inside, where you clearly know what to do during the initiating, during the planning, during the executing, and during the monitoring and controlling and closing. So this 6th edition was clear to create the activities, the processes from the beginning of the project till the end of the project. And each activity or each process had inputs, outputs, and tools and techniques used. So the PMBOK guide, the 6th edition, were focusing on those knowledge areas, process groups, inputs, outputs, and tools and techniques for each process group. So that was really detailed PMBOK guide. Now in the 7th edition, you can see that the structure had been completely changed. It's no more valid, or it's no more, it is valid, but it's no more based on the knowledge areas. It's based on domains. So the structure is based on performance domains, where you have to make some performance, focuses on the deliverables, and it's more practical. So now you can see that the way of thinking, as we mentioned in the previous episode, for the project management standards, it's focusing for you as a project manager to deliver your project. In the PMBOK guide, the structure is focusing on the performance of your activities and deliverables. And it's more practical for you as a project manager. So what are those domains? Team, stakeholders, life cycle, planning, navigating, deliver, performance, and project work. What are those performance domains? What does those include? Yes, Whiteboard Project Management will prepare for you the detailed video episode for each of those domains, and we will go deeply to explain to you those changes. So we used to compare side by side the 6th edition with the 7th edition. So you can see here that the 6th edition is based on the 10 knowledge areas: integrating, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholder. Those are still valid. But the way of thinking, the way of the PMBOK guide focuses on is now on 8 performance domains: team, stakeholders, life cycle, planning, navigating, deliver, performance, and project work. Main objectives of PMBOK Guide 7th edition, that it's more practical, more focusing on the project deliverables and performance, and target audience are wider. Now the target audience are not only the project managers. The target audience for PMBOK Guide, the 7th edition, are all people involved in the project. They all need to know what to do, because the PMBOK Guide 7th edition is focusing on the performance and deliverables. And this is not the responsibility only for the project manager or project leader, but for the whole project team. This is the way of thinking or way of changing now for this PMBOK Guide 7th edition. We still recommend for you to read the PMBOK Guide, the 6th edition, because the 6th edition has complete details of process groups for you as a project manager. If you are only a project member, you need to know those process groups, and you need to study the PMBOK Guide 7th edition. Meanwhile, if you are preparing for the PMP exam, don't panic. 6th edition is still valid, 7th edition is still valid. PMP exam is based on the PMP exam guidance. That means the data or the study material for the PMP exam are still valid, and don't panic. But if you read the 6th edition and the 7th edition, this will be very good for you. Thank you for watching this quick episode. If you like this episodes and you want to see more, consider subscription, and don't forget to hit the bell button to get the notification of the new released videos. You can always contact me on the social media shown on this page, or you can send me email on wpm@whiteboardpm.com. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.